Hello everyone. Now we'll do the case of interference in wedge-shaped film, which is another interesting application of interference. Interference in wedge-shaped film. So like in the previous case, here also we have another thin film, but the only difference is that now this is the film in wedge shape. So this bold line is the wedge we are talking about. So this is no more parallel now. It is a film with a wedge angle small theta such that theta approaches 0 degree. Theta is very small and the refractive index of the film is mu and the film thickness keeps changing. That is very important. So let us again find out the reflected light case pattern. So consider a wedge-shaped film of thickness T at a point D. So I say the thickness of the film at a point D on this film is T and the refractive index is mu. The angle of the wedge is theta such that theta approaches 0. Again we find the optical path difference between the two reflected rays. So in this case we have AB striking the upper surface, then getting refracted. So the angle of incidence is I and angle of refraction is R, and it gets reflected from the lower surface at the point C and comes out of the point D again on in the air medium. So we have the optical path difference to be mu times BC plus CD minus BM. BC plus CD in the film and Bm in air. So we again find from the triangles BMD and BND that sine I is equal to, in this triangle, sine I is equal to Bm by Bd and sine R is equal to Bn by Bd, this one. Using Snell's law, mu is equal to sine I by sine R, or mu is equal to Bm by Bn, and Bm is equal to mu times Bn. We again do further calculations and we get the path difference to be mu times Bn plus Nc plus Cd minus mu times Bn. Now which becomes mu Bn gets cancelled, so this becomes mu times Nc plus Cd. Now angles CDH and CLH are equal, that is equal to R plus theta using simple geometry. Hence the DH is equal to DH is equal to T film thickness and CD is equal to CL because both are similar triangles. Hence, using CD equal to CL in equation number 3, we substitute for CD equal to CL. So we get mu times NC plus CL, which makes it mu times NL. Now, NL is the base of a larger triangle. To find NL, we use triangle DNL, where NL is equal to DL times cos of R plus theta. Now again DL can be written as DH plus HL, which makes it 2 times T cos of R plus theta. So hence using equation number 5 in 4, we get the path difference equal to 2 mu T cos of R plus theta. But now again we have to incorporate the Stokes treatment for phase change. Now phase change is happening again in this beam BR1. Why? Because it is traveling from rarer medium and bouncing back at the boundary of the denser medium, and hence it suffers a path difference of lambda by 2 or phase difference of pi. Whereas the second beam, this is coming from denser to rarer medium, so it does not suffer any additional path difference or phase difference. So the final path difference we have to add is 2 mu t uh, lambda by 2. So the net path difference becomes 2 mu t cos of R plus theta plus lambda by 2. Again, working in the similar fashion, we find the condition for maxima to be delta is equal to 2 mu t cos of R plus theta plus lambda by 2 is equal to n lambda. which again gives us 2 mu t cos of r plus theta equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2 n starting from 1. Condition for minima is 2 mu t cos of r plus theta plus lambda by 2 is equal to n plus half lambda, or which makes it 2 mu t cos of r plus theta is equal to n lambda, where n starts from 0, 1, 2. So here we are doing only the reflected light case. Transmitted also will be similar to the previous case of parallel thin film, but we stick to only the reflected light case here. Now another important point is, because we have to know about what is the fringe width. Now fringe width is a very important parameter you have even studied in Young's double slit experiment. So what is fringe width exactly? It is the distance between any two consecutive bright or dark fringes, and in this case of the wedge shaped film, we would determine what is the wedge shaped film obtained fringe width. So in this case, we are determining from the geometry of the wedge shaped film what will be the fringe width value. So as I just now defined, that fringe width is the difference between the distances of consecutive bright or dark fringes. So say xn plus 1 is the distance of n plus 1 fringe from the point O. You can see the diagram here. So this is the point O. So I say the nth fringe lies at a distance xn from point O. So this distance is OP, which is given as xn, and the distance of n plus 1th fringe is OQ from the O point, OQ, which is given as denoted as xn plus 1. So we would find what is the difference between OP and OQ, or what is the PQ distance. The PQ distance we need to find. So we'll just subtract xn plus 1 and xn to get what is the fringe width. So how do we do in our case? We have just determined the conditions of maxima and minima. So let me use the simpler condition, which is the condition of minima, which is 2 mu t cos of r plus theta equal to n lambda. So it is very obvious that the film thickness is changing. So this is T, the thickness of the film is T for the nth fringe. Now this changes here, you can see here. So we will determine using the condition of minima what is this thickness corresponding to n plus 1 fringe also. So we know from the geometry this is the wedge angle. So we know that tan theta is equal to T by xn, or if I have to find what will be T corresponding to the nth fringe or n plus 1 fringe, I will just say it is xn times tan theta. Or what we'll do here is we find T is equal to n lambda by 2 mu cos of r plus theta from the condition of minima. Similarly, T for n plus 1 fringe will be n plus 1 times lambda by 2 mu cos of r plus theta. So once I know these two thicknesses, I can now find the xn and xn plus 1 which are needed for finding the fringe width. So they come out to be now the xn is equal to T by tan theta, this is the term, and xn plus 1 is equal to T corresponding to n plus 1 fringe divided by tan theta. So I get these two formulae, n plus 1 lambda by 2 mu tan theta cos of r plus theta minus n lambda by 2 mu tan theta cos of r plus theta, which gives me lambda by 2 mu tan theta cos of r plus theta. So this is the fringe width in wedge shaped film. Now if we consider a special case of normal incidence, what is normal incidence? When the angle of incidence is equal to 0, then angle of refraction also is equal to 0, which gives me beta is equal to lambda by 2 mu theta, because theta also approaches 0 degree. Okay, so you can substitute here and you can get lambda by 2 mu theta. Now theta is in radians. So that's all about the wedge shaped film. Thank you.